Student loan payments are set to begin October 1st, and there's no cancellation of student loan debt, no forgiveness. What's your strategy? I've got 3 of them. That and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Guys, I'm surprised. I don't know if you are. I'm not going to share my own personal opinions, but I'm surprised that the Supreme Court overturned the White House's attempt to cancel or forgive student loans. I thought for sure that not on a political side or, what is lawful, constitutional, that sort of stuff, that was going to impact a lot of people. And we know we have a student loan crisis, which is sort of rooted in an issue, a structural problem with how much college costs and where funding comes from and all that. Guys, there are tentacles on this thing that go, they're far reaching. Okay. So I personally thought that somehow that it was going to go through last week came out and Supreme Court said not allowed. So student loan cancellation forgiveness is not going to happen. The White House is working on Plan B, but they've said that is going to take some time, quote unquote, and you don't have time. We've been in student loan forbearance since March of 2020, but student loan payments, I believe, are going to officially start October 1st again. So interest will start accruing in September and you'll have to make your first payment by October 1st. Therefore, if they don't extend it again, which I do believe they won't extend it again, what's your strategy? What is your strategy for repaying your student loans or encouraging your child to restart their student loan payments? Well, the first strategy is hopefully the one that you have, and that's the one we've done several videos about this in the past, and that is when forbearance started. Forbearance actually means there's no interest accruing and there's no payment due, which is better than, hey, there's no payment due, but interest is sort of racking up. No. So there's no interest and there's no payment due. And for a while, people were saying, well, should I just keep making my payment? And at the time when interest rates were 0 and, the world and the future was a little bit less clear, it was, well, you could, or what we were telling folks is make your same student loan payment, but just instead of paying it to your student loan, pay it to yourself. Put it in a bank account, even label that bank account future student loan payment, and just start saving up the money. Other people paid down their balance to that 10 grand and then started building some cash up. And so hopefully you've continued to make your student loan payment, just not to the student loan, to yourself. And you've built up over the past 3 years and change, you've built up a balance that, gosh, that would be wonderful if student loans were forgiven. And then I could use this money, redirect it for a different purpose. But if student loans aren't forgiven, then I've got this chunk of dollars, this chunk of cash that I can put on my student loans. That's strategy 1, and I hope that's most of you, is that you take that cash in by October 1st, you take that lump sum and you apply it on your student loan payments. That means then your balance is hopefully, for many people that I've talked to, that's going to wipe out their balance, either completely or mostly. And then you begin your monthly repayment, you begin your monthly student loan payment, but you do so with a very aggressive timetable because you've just applied a big lump sum payment onto your balance. And now your monthly payment can go farther, meaning more of it's going to go towards principal. Hopefully you even couple that with a debt snowball to see how much can you in total in your monthly budget put on your student loans, and you find out which ones to apply it to the fastest so that you can get the balances paid off the fastest. That's strategy 1. The benefit is significantly less interest cost. Because you've been building up this cash, as soon as interest starts accruing, you put a big chunk on your balance, and therefore it saves you a lot of interest. And then by debt snowballing, you're able to pay your balance off completely faster, saving you a lot of interest. So that's the first benefit. But the second one is really the compound effect. And that is because you've stayed disciplined and you've kept this payment as part of your monthly budget, you've you've sort of built your lifestyle and other goals around this, so this has been sort of a fixed part. By the fact that you're able to pay your student loans off faster, you're then freeing up this money that you were saving or it will be going towards your student loans again. By having that money, those student loans paid off faster, those dollars can be redirected quickly towards another goal, a future goal, and help you accelerate the financial progress that you're making. That's strategy number one. I hope that you can follow that one. Strategy number two is those of you that maybe heard of that first strategy, hey, try to save this money up instead of paying it towards your student loans. Save it up for yourself, but maybe you weren't able to. For whatever reason, finances got in the way, life got in the way, all the changes, interruption, and everything else that happened during the pandemic and post-pandemic. Maybe you're looking at this saying, well, I wish I had a big chunk to put down on student loans, but I was really banking on, I was really hoping that this forgiveness would go through because I don't have a big chunk to put on there. Well, listen, time to face the music and rebuild your budget in 3 bank account system to begin in a healthy way making your monthly student loan payments again right now, even though your payments don't start for another couple months. Build that budget right now and fit it in. Make sure that that student loan payment fits into your monthly budget, that the rest of your goals and the rest of your lifestyle fit around it, and make sure that that monthly budget is part of a 3 bank account system. If it's not, then it's not adequate, because just a budget by itself allows you to manage your monthly income and monthly expenses. That's it. Anything that's irregular, non-monthly, or out of the blue is going to throw your entire finances off kilter. Therefore, that first bank account, that checking account, that budget that manages your monthly income and monthly expenses, you then need a second bank account that looks at and identifies all of your non-monthly expenses. What are the things that are going to come up in your financial life that you can anticipate, but that aren't expenses every single month? These are things like vacations, things like deductibles, things like car repairs or tires on the vehicle, those sorts of things. They're going to come up and you need to anticipate them and save up in advance. That's bucket number 2. Bucket number 3 is that financial confidence account. Most people call it an emergency fund. Well, what are the expenses that might come up that I can't anticipate? And instead of reaching for a credit card or making those the excuse to, well, see, I told you I can't make progress on my student loans because stuff just keeps coming up. No, saving up in a emergency fund, financial confidence account, will give you the resources so that when something does come up, it doesn't derail your financial plan and your cash flow plan. Ideally, if you've saved up cash, then you're going to be able to put a chunk down on your student loans. But if not, you got to employ strategy number 2, and that is build it into your budget now. You're restarting your student loan payments come October 1st, and hopefully you can couple that with a debt snowball to aggressively pay off your balance very quickly. Strategy number 3 for repaying your student loans as they start in October 1st is if you're looking and saying, no, I wasn't able to financially build up any cash from the student loan forbearance over the past 3 years, and when I try to update my budget right now, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And guys, I fear that there's going to be a significant number of people that are in this camp. I wonder if there's going to be collateral damage in the overall economy, because all of a sudden this money, instead of being your discretionary income that you can spend on groceries or you can spend shopping or on experiences, now needs to be diverted towards student loans. I do wonder if this is going to lead to some sort of softening in the economy or further softening in the economy. But if you're looking and saying, it doesn't even fit in my budget, then you've got to explore some other loan forgiveness programs, but I would put all of them under the umbrella of income-driven repayment or income-based repayment options. Right here, I've got a link in the description as well, but there's from the U.S. Department of Education, there's 4 income-based repayments or income-driven repayment options that exist, that are out there. And if you're in this camp, strategy 3, where it doesn't really fit with cash flow, then you've got to find a way to have your payment adjusted to fit within your discretionary income. And there's different formulas for that. So I would explore this. Don't wait. I would explore this and get on the right track. Now, this is not a long-term strategy in my opinion. And some people treat it as that because it does lead to forgiveness, but after 2 decades. And so to me, this is a tread water strategy that, hey, my finances aren't really the way I want them, and I'm working on improving them, getting them better. So while I tread water, instead of going backwards, I'm going to be on this income-driven repayment plan. And then when things improve in my financial life, that's when I'll be aggressive towards the student loans. Okay, so which strategy is right for you? Work with your certified financial planner. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.